Bang your hands together. Welcome to the stage, Lauren Budden, everybody.
Wipe things off after that cough. Gotta make sure it's all good. So how good is it to be out, eh? It's great, isn't it? Yeah, look, I turned 50 recently, so thank you very much, appreciate it. Now, I know what you're all thinking too. You're like, wow, 50, really? He does not look a day over 40. Well, thank you, but you're wrong on 2 counts. But look, it's okay, I get it, I understand. I've been mistaken for a bloke most of my life. It comes with the territory, happens everywhere I go. I was actually at the supermarket the other day and just hanging out in the fruit and veg aisle, you know, eating the grapes. And I could feel someone staring at me, right? And I've turned around. There's this young kid, he's about 4 or 5, he's boring right into me. And like, you could see the cogs ticking in his head, you know, he's even doing a little head tilt, sort of trying to figure out what the hell he's looking at, you know. Next minute, he's like, Mum! Mummy! Is that a boy or a girl? The whole supermarket stopped, seriously. And you could see the mums looked up at me and she was mortified. And she's spitting her words out. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just said, don't worry about it, love. Sure, it's not all your fault. Your son's a rude little cunt. So I've got down in front of the kid, and I've looked him in the eye, and I've said, I'm a lesbian. Do you know what that is, son? A lesbian. Poor kid's looking at me, his eyes are bulging out of his head. A lesbian. Ask your mother. You would think, though, that my wife would actually know the difference by now. But she's constantly saying to me, oh, you are such a bloke. And I don't know if she's having a go at me or not, like, because I don't listen. And nor do I care. But, you know, sure, I leave my towel on the floor after a shower and feet on the coffee table. Always telling her to shut up through the footy and get me a beer. But look, apart from that, I honestly don't think there's anything all that blokey about me. But, yeah, so 50 happened and there's been a few changes since I turned 50. My sex life has certainly changed. Foreplay for me now is my wife rubbing Denka Rub on my back, neck and shoulders. Just so I can lay there comfortably, you know, and not move. But, yeah, it's like... Look, I don't know what sort of a sick joke this is, seriously, but one of the reasons that I often get mistaken for a bloke is because I'm flat-chested, right? Never had any boobs. Not anymore, people. Like, seriously, I'm telling you, my boobs have grown 3 times their normal size just so they can sag. The fuck's that about? Mother Nature's a bit of a sick bitch. But, look, a couple of health changes have happened too since I turned 50. This getting old shit, it's pretty bad. But, my doctor's diagnosed me with IBS, so irritable bowel syndrome. Oh, someone over there's got it. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly. Whew. It basically means that I can't control my bodily functions in public anymore. And the issue with that one, though, is that I've actually got an engorged bowel as well, and that basically means I'm full of shit. So, like, seriously, if you guys see me running later, get the hell out of my way. You do not want to deal with that, I'm telling you now. Because the thing with IBS is there's only two ends of the spectrum. So on one end, I'm blocked up like a toilet after a 21st birthday party. And on the other end, I am running free like the rivers of Babylon. There is no in between. And when it hits, you don't know which one it's going to be. So, look, my wife, God bless her, she thought she'd help me out. She said, I've bought you something to help you. And being the bloke I am, I just heard, I've bought you something. And I got all excited. I'm like, hello, who doesn't like a pressie, eh? But it's turned up at the door a couple of days later, this big box, you know, and I'm all excited and I've torn the box open and I don't know, I reckon she could see the look of disappointment on my face as I've pulled out this horrid salmon-coloured poop stool. You may know it as the squatty potty. You may have even seen the ads. This happy little unicorn sitting on the toilet, feet up on a squatty potty, and merrily churning out swirls of rainbow shit onto ice cream cones for children. That's a bit fucked up, don't you think? Like, it's false advertising for a start, because I can guarantee you right now, there is nothing even remotely like a rainbow coming out of my arse. And I am certainly not going to give it to children to eat. Possibly the kid from the supermarket, but hey, wouldn't we all? So, look, I got this poop stool. I prefer to call it a poop stool because I reckon that sounds more grown up. But it comes with a bit of a label on it which has information from the World Health Organisation, right? And they say that the preferred method that squatting is the preferred method, right, for elimination. Now, I read that. I read it 3 times. Elimination, and I'm like, what the hell do they think people are doing on the toilet? Like, that's a bit full on, isn't it? I mean, straight away, that brought an image to my head of me sitting on the toilet, merrily doing my business. Next minute, the Terminator walks into my bathroom. You know, he's got his Uzi strapped over one arm, dark sunnies on. He just points at me and he says, use the stool if you want to poop. And I panic. I'm like, fuck, what would Sarah Connor do in this situation? Like, seriously. What would she do? She would use the fucking stool. That's what she'd do. So I do. I happily use the stool now. And look, let me tell you, it does help. It's helping. I've found a little bit of heaven. Because there is nothing like sitting on the toilet for an hour with your knees up around your ears and finally producing what can only be described as a goat dropping. Mate, I jump off that toilet now and, you know, at least 100 grams lighter. And I turn back to the stool and I'm like, it might be 3 or 4 days, but I'll be back. Cheers, guys, you've been great.